And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Board. And once again, here on a Thursday, the day before the Beach Bash at Bar A, it's the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
Dude, pretty freaking good today. Like you said, Beach Bash, hyped. Staying over at my home.
The
also
Manor.
hyped for that. The Manor, dude, over there on Staten Island. Also, episode 800, Brian, today.
Yes.
Which is really crazy, dude.
Yes,
it really is.
I'm so glad you mentioned that to me. My mistake. Clearly, mine's not in the right place thanks to a certain baseball team. But, we said today we were just going to talk about golf, food, right? We didn't even need to talk about baseball today.
Yeah, I guess if you don't want to, dude, that's totally fine. I don't know how some of the fans will feel about that, dude.
No, but honestly, in all seriousness, it is crazy that, it's number 800 and just crazy how much from the first episode to now, how much we've grown and how much better each show by show, just from, fan interaction and just stuff, we've got to experience with everybody over the years. It just couldn't be in a better place.
Yeah, I totally agree, dude. I mean, that fan interaction means like so much to us, dude. We have so many great loyal fans.
Yeah.
Like Josh B, Kev Do. I guess you can
Kev Do when he's not, being a little crazy with the Mets.
Maybe even Matthew Ryan, dude.
Matthew Ryan is number one. For sure. And then Michael Butka,
of course,
as
dude.
Well, so I mean, it really is remarkable, and thanks to everyone because you guys make the show for sure.
Thanks to you, Brian.
When there's not any unneeded chirps, like I said. But we'll take them head on. And it's nice to have some support in the building here with Matthew, with Josh. So let's get to it. What do we got here? What's the nonsense, Kev?
Kev Do these past couple of days for some reason has been first in the comments. We want the smoke. It feels so good for the Mets win, and it's official. Yankee fans are the same as Cowboy fans.
It's just not, which is just completely insane.
Shaking
no truth
his
to
head,
that.
he says.
But it's listen.
What does he mean by that? By Cowboy
fans?
fans?
I honestly am not sure, but you know what? It doesn't even matter. But I feel like Kev, just constantly gives all of us Yankee fans reminders of our issues with Mets fans. But listen, Kev is a good friend, and really appreciate everything that he does for us here and commenting, watching every day. But his judgment is clouded. It's I would say I've said this before, but I think being a Mets fan is like a disease, and you don't realize the stuff that you do, the stuff that you say, but that's okay. You know what I mean? So it's like there's nothing to combat here. You know what I mean? If you want to think that you won the World Series on June 27th, that's fine. But you'll remember this day in a couple months, so that's okay.
Kev Do's next comment. Get ready for this one. Yo ho, Brian. That was a whipping last night. We put it in G. Gotta hear the BS you have to say today. Just say the Mets are my daddy, he says. Which obviously, I think you pretty much just said it already. So
yeah, I said, I mean, it's just like nothing has been accomplished. There is no excuse, Kev. You know what I mean? The most of the players anywhere are playing terrible. Obviously, sans Juan Soto and Aaron Judge and Anthony Volpe. But everybody else is doing absolutely nothing and is pitiful and really doesn't even deserve to be in the major leagues right now. So that's the issue. So, and I think the whole key is here. What do great teams, what do championships teams do with adversity? They stare right in the face and they prosper and they get past it. So, when you look at any championship team, No one ever, especially in baseball, given how long the season is, goes through 162 games without some adversity. And like I said, it's all about how you handle it. Are you the Padres, like what we saw last season, or are you, the Texas Rangers, who ended up winning the World Series and having those injuries to their pitchers and their big marquee addition of Jacob deGrom, having a second Tommy John, that could have buried them in the sand, but they didn't let that happen. And I think, history has shown that the Yankees always do what is required to get through that. And I don't think this scenario is any different. And of course, as a Yankee fan, does it make you want to rip your hair out? Does it make you want to, punch a hole in the wall? Like, I could use any adjective that you want. But you just keep your head up, and better times are, around the corner. And I think those people, who are bringing the team down right now, aren't going to be here in the long run if they don't step it up. So, it's up to them to decide who wants to be here and who doesn't. But I think, there is going to be good amount of change by the time next month's trade deadline comes around.
Yeah, I think so too. We have some more comments too. Anthony Materiel commenting says, "Let's go Mets. Can't wait for the beach bash and hang out with my bros on Staten Island. The beaches on Staten Island are the best," he says, dude.
Wow.
The best, Michael. Obviously, the guy's speaking from some type of experience here. Matthew Gabriel in the house also says, "Let's go." And of course, clapping back, Kev Do. Classic Mets fan, just hyper about beating the Yankees.
A healing weekend. At least we have each other.
I can't remember what my mother has to say about the Yankees.
Tony, though,
yeah.
And Tony's
he's being a little spicy.
Yeah, no, but that's fine. Like I said, it's just long term here. It's like you think you won the World Series? Now, great.
I don't
great.
think so.
Go ahead.
Actually, I don't
Go
think
ahead.
so.
Go through the canyon of heroes.
I think we
But
just destroyed the Yankees, dude.
I was more talking to the Kev dude, but now that you're getting a little
No,
jacked up,
no, you were not. You really just named my name, actually, just there, Brian. Okay.
No. Like I said, it's fine, but it's still about the big picture. And to think that this is going to be some like turning point of the season for the Mets, and that they're going to be in the World Series.
No one said that yet.
But yes, they did, and I don't even need to listen to
I
the
didn't
radio.
say that.
No. But I'm just saying.
Kev,
I
dude didn't say that.
guarantee all these insane callers.
You sound
are
like Dan
calling
Grosser
up,
right now.
Like, no, I don't, because I know that happened. I know you listened, and I know you heard some of them. So don't lie, Tony. Don't lie.
I'm not lying. Matthew Gabriel says, "We're definitely not like Cowboy fans, muchacho." Again, whatever that means.
Yeah, like it's
Right. Why is that what he's saying about Cowboy fans aren't loyal? Like,
no,
is that?
But listen, it doesn't matter. There's only one type of fan, and it's a Yankee fan. It has nothing to do with any other team. So you could create stuff in your head, but it's not going to be true. So that's not it. We have the best fans in the world.
Yeah.
And you know what? And those people who want to jump ship now, go ahead, because you're not a real fan. Like, you stick with your team through the tough times. And listen, it's a tough time. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to see the other side of it. And it doesn't mean, too, especially because of the things that are said by, certain Mets fans, that they're not going to be reminded when they go through that tough time again, what they were saying when we were going through the tough time. So just remember that.
When we're going through a tough time, and we were saying, speaking of going through tough time, Josh B says, "Let's go. What is up, fam? Mets still suck." Obviously, he's having a tough
Josh
time,
B,
dude.
Yes.
Let them have their fun. We all know how most of their seasons end. Haha. #TC Sports TV. And then Kev.
Josh B.
Kev Do says,
Fuck the Mets.
Yankee fans are Cowboy Jace fans, dude. Wow, it's so crazy how threatened you are by a team who's at 500, dude.
No,
and then Josh B says 800. Josh B says 800. And then Kev Do says, "Crazy to look back on your 800th episode and you're talking about the Mets beating you." Which is,
but what has it changed for the season? What are the Mets 500 now?
No.
Yes, they are though.
39 and 39.
That's correct.
Yeah, so like I said, let's get the floats out.
Okay. Matthew Gabriel says Barnes, Saul Good in the house, finally
So,
checking in.
Man, I'm guessing
at the
we'll
right
see
show,
him tomorrow?
dude. I would assume that, right?
Yeah, he's
I would
he's
think
usually
so. He says bounce back with 2 exclamation points. Matthew Ryan says Yankees
Matthew
need
Ryan,
to change,
are you coming
dude.
to the beach bus tomorrow? I feel like it can't be too far from where he is in New Jersey, no?
Actually, he really should be, dude. Right?
Yeah, but
'Cause-
watch the
well, actually, no,
cards.
he probably is a little far, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Northern,
yeah.
You know geography.
Yeah.
Matthew Gabriel says ha ha ha, and he goes O'Brien, not O'Brien, but O'Brien, and he goes 800. Wow, and he goes Mets 500 mediocrity at its finest. Well, he just swept by mediocrity, so I mean, whatever, dude.
Oh man,
That's all the comments, by the way, we
Like,
have up to date so far.
And it's funny too. Like Kev wants to talk about looking back at 800. You're talking about how the Mets won. But I am looking forward to looking back to this episode because I know the end of the season is going to be the way that I'm saying right now. The Mets are going to taper off like they always do, most likely be under 500, not in the playoffs, and the Yankees are going to be a top 2 seed in the American League. So I can't wait to see this clip chopped up, pencil out, notebook, the whole thing.
This happened last year.
It did. It was at last year, the year before, the last 20 years, last 40 years.
You literally said you had the same spiel last year. You
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah, exactly.
And what happened?
But for some reason, we want to act like it's going to be any different this year.
That the Mets and Yankees go home but empty-handed. Is that what you're trying to say, dude?
But see, you're trying to cover up the fact that like the Mets aren't even going to have a chance.
Well,
Like,
I
at
think
the
you're
end of
wrong on
the
that one. I
day-
think they will be a wild card team. I really do. I mean, I think that
that
a lot of things are going right for the Mets right now. And yes, obviously, like the bats aren't going to be this hot for the rest of the year. Like everyone knows that. But yeah, you're playing a phenomenal stretch of baseball right now. A lot of things are going right for you, and you are without one of your top hitters right now. Like people do forget that. And I just feel like, it seems like this team is buying into something, whatever meeting that was, that Lindor had, the players meeting, Mendoza's managing the team really well, making great decisions. So, I mean, I don't know. Things are going in the right direction for the Mets, Brian. And again, I mean, at this point, I think we're a half game back of a wild card spot now after this win. So it's like, I mean, you're right there for the wild card. And again, like other teams aren't doing very well. So you may see the Mets at a wild card position.
And you may see them win 75 games.
Right.
It's just,
I mean, you may see the Yankees get knocked out in the first round. Like you could see anything, dude.
well, you're going to see them get a bye because they're going to be the first 2 seed in the playoffs. So,
okay.
like, just like how they
And
have the
then-
second best record in the whole league, even after having this stretch, and are still in first place.
Right.
So, I mean, that can't be looked at.
So
as
there's
a
no
bad
reason for you to
thing.
be tight then, I guess.
No. I'm not.
Do we want to take
nobody's-
Ryan's call, Matthew Ryan's call? Anyone?
Yeah.
90 seconds? All right, Matthew, hold on. Stand by. Here we go. Brian wants you on because you're a Yankee fan. It's fine. If you were a Met fan,
Yeah, you wouldn't be on the phone.
probably wouldn't be on the phone. He's already talking.
Good.
Stand by, Matt. Here we go. Matthew
They
Ryan.
won't be a playoff team, Tony. Just accept the fact they suck.
Yes, Matthew. Finally, some sense.
I mean, we can look at the standings if you want right now. I mean, I don't think it's really that crazy to think that the Mets could be in the wild card position.
Braves are going to make the wild card. The
Oh, yeah,
Padres are going to
definitely.
make the wild card.
mm,
And then either the Cardinals or the Diamondbacks are definitely going to make the wild card 100%.
I mean, the Cardinals they suck, honestly. The Padres are
They
a dumpster
suck,
fire right
But
now.
they have 2 more
um,
wins than the Mets, but somehow
But
they
look at the
suck.
Mets. They're 500. Ooh,
Yeah.
they're 500.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, again, we're talking about a wild card
And,
position
and
right
Matthew,
here,
the
like-
thing that he's forgetting, he thinks he's just going to coast the rest of the season. It's like there's a 2-8 around the corner. There's a 5-15. It's coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have one of the toughest stretches in baseball coming up. I think we have 14 straight games after this day off, so it's not going to be easy. But again, I mean, like I said,
But
this
Tony's
team
just a
is
delusional
buying
Met
into
fan.
something. I mean,
Delusion. Complete
dude,
delusion,
you can.
Matthew.
I mean, 12-2, dude. Like the bats are hot right now. The pitchers are labeling through games. I mean, you had Manaea and David Peterson just navigate their way around one of the best lineups in baseball. So, again, yeah, will it consistently happen night in night out? Probably not. But are you approaching? Are you going to be able to maybe hop your way into a wild card spot? Yes, you will. I mean, there's going to be no doubt. I mean,
They'll be lucky if they win 70 games, 70 to 80
What
games. They'll be
would
lucky.
you say though, Matthew? Like your prediction for Mets wins by the end of the season, honestly.
I think he just said 70, 80, didn't he?
74, 75 at most.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of right where I am. I think there's definitely, a rough stretch or two. I mean, at the minimum, that's going to happen at some point, probably coming up. I mean, with this tough schedule.
If they get into the playoffs, that's sad.
Yeah, but there's no way. There's too many teams that are far more talented than them for them to get into the playoffs. With that pitching
look at the Mets. They have Bader. They have all these.
Yeah, Bader. What's he going to hit? 160 the second half of the season? I mean, it's like, yeah, he's having a nice stretch now, but he can't keep that up.
You guys the Mets are just lucky. That's what they are recently. Lucky. They're not good.
Yeah. I mean,
they got a bunch of cheaters. Diaz is a cheater.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And I don't know if he's ever going to get back to the Timmy Trumpets Diaz from 2 years ago. I don't think so. Honestly.
Hell no.
Diaz is a cheater.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I mean, I'm surprised.
Come on, Tony.
He does that again, too. He's going to get a more serious suspension, too. So he better be careful.
Come on, Tony. What do you think about that, buddy?
I mean, listen, I mean, you can, obviously, if you want to single out Diaz for that, that's fine. I mean, obviously, the foreign substances has been an issue with many pitchers over the past couple of years, Garrett Cole included,
Not since they had the new rules.
No, that's correct, dude. So obviously a rule that's, not necessarily written in stone. I mean, yeah, obviously it's a tough look for Diaz. He's coming off that injury.
Written in stone, though?
I mean, we talked about it. It's up to the discretion of the umpire when he decides rosin can become an illegal substance.
Sad about this, though.
What is sad?
Really
that the Yankees
Tony?
Absolutely fucking suck right now. That they just got beat by a sub 500 team to get to 500, and they looked like a AAA team doing it.
No, what's sad is that you guys have a bunch of cheaters on the team.
A bunch of cheaters. Who are the cheaters?
No talent.
Who's cheating?
Diaz, for one, your closer.
Go on.
I think.
No, you don't. No, I don't think so, dude. I don't think so.
One of your biggest closing positions is your closer. Your pitching position is the closer. And if he's cheating, then what does that say about?
Listen, he got caught with whatever it was on his hand. He's going to serve a 10-game suspension. He's going to come back. He's going to know not to do it again. It's a scenario we went over quite a few times here, and you can go over. It's very circumstantial with each one of these pitchers, and numerous pitchers have gotten caught around the league where they've been tossed and they come back, and that's it. Again, it's something that is changing around the major leagues is what pitchers can use to get grip.
Brian,
it is changing. They're literally changing the fucking rules, Matthew. They're literally changing the rules.
Matthew, I know. And let's just keep Matthew on for one more second. I just want to say this because I'm just thinking about this and to really say it all seriousness because I know we go back and forth. Everybody jokes a lot and stuff. I get it. But at the end of the day, and I know Matthew agrees with me here, I think the biggest issue that us Yankee fans and really a lot of other fans have with the Mets is the fact that they don't right now, for instance, yes, this is a good stretch. We get it. But you could say yourself personally that you don't want to parade, but that's how every other Mets fan asks it. It's like, look at us. And it's like, you can't say that until the season's over. So I think that's where everybody gets annoyed. You play 20 good games and you want to medal. And I think that's the most annoying part of the whole thing.
I think that's so ridiculous to say, though. That's so wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong.
How is it wrong?
It really is wrong.
But you don't hear the people call into the radio shows. Oh, the Mets! Wow, they could really do something now. Everybody's calling saying that. Don't act like that's not happening.
I mean, of course, people are calling saying that, but no one's asking for a medal or a parade. If any one of your teams has a great stretch, if any one of your teams has a great stretch, if you go into Fenway, if you're at Yankee Stadium and you sweep the Red Sox, no matter how bad or good the Yankees are, you're going to be excited about it. It's a cross-rival town team. There is no thing, Matthew. That's it. The Yankees just got swept by the Mets. That's fine. The Mets are going to go on. They're going to be a wild card team. Yes, the Yankees are probably going to win their division. Who cares?
But the Mets
it's a Subway Series,
but
dude.
What
have they proven?
That they can't sustain it. So that's the fact.
Why have they proven that? How have they proven that?
Because it happens every single year. They don't have a season consistent one to the next. The one year that they did a couple years ago, they couldn't have played worse in the first round of the playoffs. So it's like there's nothing to back up what everybody's getting excited about.
So what do you think? Then what? Every Met fan should be not happy about this. Let's be pissed off and sad
how about just
about this, dude.
Play it out instead of boasts. That's the problem.
Instead of boast, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
any fan will boast about a room. Anytime.
There's a 2 or 3 weeks
Anytime.
It's look at us. We're the Mets. We're the Mets every single time. It's like, and then what happens after that? They go 3-17.
All right, so let's see 3-17. Let's see 3-17, dude.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Hey, Brian. Remember, how many games has Diaz closed in this 20 game span of winning that's tainted because of his cheating?
What are you talking about? He was injured for a while. He came back. He fucking got popped. He gets popped. He was taken out of the closing role. You had fucking Garrett in there and Sean Reed Foley closing games. He wasn't closing games. He hasn't been good. It doesn't even matter that he has his 10-game suspension because he sucks anyway right now. He's not pitching well. All right, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I think what we're talking about is everything points to this not being sustainable. So, and that's a fair thing to say. And I think Mets fans don't want to acknowledge that. And I think that's the annoying part.
That's ridiculous. I literally just said that these bats aren't going to be sustainable. You're going to go through a scenario where you're getting ice. Of course, you're talking wild card. You're probably one of the worst starts to your season that I've seen in a while, dude. And you're still sitting a half game behind a wild card spot. And that's having the worst first few months of your season. Like, terrible. And you're still in contention for a wild card spot. That's the narrative here. And you haven't even reached your full potential.
Good. They don't look good.
Who doesn't look good? Who does not look good?
The Mets, they don't look
That's
good.
ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Through this month, they've been absolutely killed. Their month of June has been been one of the hottest teams of baseball in this month.
What's the record in the month of June? What's the record in the month of June? What's the record?
Hold on. Well, I want to get it right, so hold on.
You know, Brian, it's like saying 1 month makes a season, I guess, you know?
Oh,
you're so shot, honestly, if you don't think so, dude.
All of the wins, like, it's like, okay, so the schedule in this time, too, has been against no good competition other than the Yankees when they're going through the worst stretch of their season. So it's just been, obviously, the timing's been right.
They're playing like
sub 500 Cubs, sub 500 Texas at the time, sub 500 San Diego, sub 500 Miami, and then the Yankees, the worst stretch of their season. Now they're going up against Houston, who's won 7 games in a row. So let's see what happens there.
We can see. And honestly, regardless, the Mets are winning these games. I really don't care who they're playing, but this is the Mets team at the beginning of the year would not be winning these games. And honestly, they're playing against what? They're playing against Miami, who, probably isn't good. San Diego can be good. San Diego is good. And you want to look at these pitching matchups. You have one of the worst rotations, I feel, in the fucking league. All right. And you're still winning all these games. Not for nothing. How are you not going to be excited about this? They've been absolutely raking in this month of June. And yes, 1 month could change a season. And it's only fucking June. It can. We've seen it before in other seasons where teams go off. I've said it before, the Nationals, the Braves, where they turn around at the trade deadline and they end up winning a World Series. Am I saying the Mets are going to do that? No. But to say that the Mets are going to make a wild card spot is not outlandish. To be excited about sweeping a crosstown rival is also not outlandish. It is not beyond outlandish. What you're saying is beyond outlandish. Okay? You're hung up on Diaz getting suspended for having whatever on his hands. Meanwhile, the Mets are winning baseball games. What are we talking about?
I just think
they're winning baseball games against subpar competition.
Yeah, subpar competition or a team going through their worst stretch of the season.
Subpar competition?
And I think it
doesn't matter.
But it shouldn't be that difficult. The Mets fans should know that it's you have to earn your respect. So go finish out this season. That's it. You don't deserve anything right now. Go finish out this season the way that you think you are. Go do it then. But you don't deserve any praise right now. That's it.
All right. So then nobody can praise the Yankees from here on out until you win the World Series this year. Go out and do it.
But it's completely different.
No, it's not completely different.
It's completely
the same logic. It's the same thing, dude. So what? So what? So what? As if the Yankees won the World Series yesterday. You're talking about right now.
To that, you can't even finish over 500 and make the playoffs 90% of the time. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, you can't even get past the Astros. What are you talking about, dude?
How about be in the playoffs
52
first.
wins.
All
How
right,
about that?
then win the World Series. Play out
But
your
see,
year the
you
way
keep
you
going
want
to
to.
that,
Then you can talk.
But you can't
Then you
even
can
meet
talk.
the bare minimum
Then
requirement.
you can talk.
Then
Oh.
you can talk.
No.
Like you keep talking about what we can talk about. What the hell can you guys talk
I mean,
about?
I feel like wild card is actually the bare minimum. Really, that's the bare minimum getting the playoffs. Like, what do we?
But yeah,
Hey,
you
Tony,
haven't won a
Tony,
title in
Tony,
40
when was
years.
the
You've
last
made
time-
3 playoff appearances in 10 years, and you want respect? There's nothing to respect. There's nothing.
Tony,
Sure.
Tony.
If that's what you say, dude.
Tony, the Yankees have 50 wins. How many wins does the Mets have? The Yankees have 20 more wins than probably the Yankees right now.
That's 11, I think, actually.
Well, they're still a lot better, but the Yankees are in a different pedestal. We can praise them for going to the playoffs.
You can
But the
praise
Mets,
them
they
because
don't
you
deserve
put
any
yourself
re-
next to a 500 team. Is that what you're saying? Like compared to the
saying is
Mets,
you
you can
guys-
praise yourselves. Like that's what's wrong with the Yankee fans, honestly, is that their argument every single
Oh,
time.
that's what's wrong.
Every
with us.
single
You
time.
guys are praising a whatever winning streak.
What do you want me to
You're
do? You want me to
wrong.
not be happy? Like, do you want me to not be happy? That's
Yes, I
what
want
you
you to
want.
be
That's what
realistic
Yankee
and
fans
say-
want. Mets fans to not be happy. And that's the problem, dude. Because that's fucking ridiculous.
No, I want you to be realistic and say, yes, we're having fun. but
There's
we're
a
not gonna
lot
make
to
the playoffs.
prove. There's a lot to be proven. Yes, exactly. That's the point. And
Sure there
the thing
is.
you want to overlook
It's
talking
not-
about us making the playoffs, but the fact is you can't dispute it. You could dress it up all you want. Pretty much every year, the Mets have no chance because they're not in the playoffs. If you're in the playoffs, you have a chance. So that's just the facts. And it's like, you want to discount that, but that's the truth. You're never in the playoffs. So what are you talking about?
I don't know what this argument
the-
even is. Like, what is this argument?
That the
We're
Mets
trying-
don't deserve
we're
any
trying to
respect.
get the-
I'm
until
not.
they
I'm not.
accomplish
I'm not
something.
asking for a fucking title right now. I'm even talking about how
But
the Mets
you're
have one of the
saying that
worst
the Mets-
rotations in baseball. Like, what are we talking about?
I
But the
think
Mets
Like, I'm
don't
not
deserve
saying the
any
Mets are going to go on and
respect.
win the World
They-
Series. Like, what are
don't
we
deserve
talking
any
about?
I just
respect.
think even saying making the playoffs is a little ridiculous.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, like
And you know what? You want to talk about running
It
back
is.
tape?
It
At the
is.
beginning of
It's
the year,
100%
Brian, you said they could be a
ridiculous.
wild card spot.
right.
Like,
but
that's what you
after what I
said.
saw to start the season, I know
After
that
what
they
you saw,
can't.
why? Because they beat the Yankees?
No, because their pitching is terrible. And it's like, yeah, everything's clicking right now. But what's going to happen when it's not? What's going to happen? Is Jeff
when they
McNeil
face
going to
the
knock
Dodgers,
somebody
when
out?
they face the Braves.
Is Harrison Bader going to go on the injured list or hit 170 in a month? Is Severino going to have a 70 ERA in the second half? Like, it's like you're just not thinking about what's ahead.
Sure. I mean, I could make those narratives too for the Yankees, dude. Like,
But the
is
difference
Garrett
is
Cole ever come back to his
you-
normal shape?
But
Like,
the problem is you guys have the track record of collapsing like that, and we don't.
Sure.
We're always in the conversation.
okay. And that's
Tony,
something to be
here's
really
the
happy
thing. You
about,
guys-
dude. Always in the conversation.
I mean,
guys-
you don't play to not be in the conversation.
You guys have don't deserve respect. How many out of the past 20 years, how many times has the Mets made the playoffs compared to the Yankees? I can count 2006, 2015, and 2022. 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
3
What's your point
compared to the
exactly?
Yankees.
What's your point, Matthew? What do
My
those
point
three
is that-
teams have anything to do with this year right now?
I'm just saying the Mets don't.
2015
deserve
was anyone
respect.
who on that roster is on the team right now?
Nobody.
Okay, so what are we
That's what I'm
talking
saying.
about?
Well, I'm trying
What
to
are we
say the
talking
Mets
about?
don't deserve respect
What are we talking
as an
about?
Organization.
What are we
as
talking
an
about?
Organization. I'm trying to say that the Mets don't deserve respect. Like, oh yeah, we won 17 games. We're gonna make the playoffs. We're gonna make the playoffs. Oh, we're gonna make a wild card.
Half game back of wild card, by the way. It's June 27th.
Delusional.
I think you're delusional. I think Yankee fans maybe broke a little bit of a fuse
So
here.
you got Luis Severino, who had a 7-point something ERA, like who last year, probably gonna do it again. You got Bader, who can't hit. You got Pete Alonso, the strikeout machine. Your star, Pete Alonso, the strikeout machine.
He's really been anything but a star, honestly. I think the top stars have been honestly Lindor, the young guys. Yeah, Bader's been killing it as of
and
recently.
Lindor.
But I mean,
Lindor's gonna
honestly,
fall
like
off,
Bader's
too.
already been streaky this year. I've been very highly ridiculing him for his play in the outfield. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not great, but again, like, can you be a wild card team? It's not absurd. That's not absurd at all.
It is with the
It's
team
not.
you have.
It's not
I-
absurd
I-
with the team we have. We're a
I-
half game back.
I think the last thing is here, and this is where the disconnect is, that it's still like so just because of this hot streak the Mets fans want to go after the Yankees and then expect us to have some respect for this when it's not going to happen. And I just feel like the Mets fans try so hard to say, oh, you're hating this and that. And we've said it a million times. Like, it just accomplish something first, then we'll respect it. Until then, there's no obligation to respect it. And that shouldn't annoy the Mets because it's like, it's all in their hands. Then go accomplish something. Then there'll be something to respect. I don't know why there's such a disconnect there.
But it's the Subway Series. Like, what do you like? It's we beat you and that's it. Like, we're like, no one's coming at you specifically or the Yankees again because they were beaten.
Matthew Martell is the perfect example. Who is Matthew Martell, by the way?
I have no idea.
Okay, but a perfect example of a delusional Mets fan. It's like you're trying to talk about 2022, losing the Astros. And like I said, how about like win a championship more than every 40 years? How about actually make the playoffs? Like, what do you this is what I'm talking about. This is delusion.
Instead of every,
no. First of all, no.
It's
It's all delusion, okay? Because none of these lineups, none of these players on either team have been winning World Series. All right, no one has.
We've won it way more recently than you have.
What roster? Who?
It's the point is that you never win.
The point is that you guys are just.
That's the point. That in however many years the Mets have been.
And then every year, but the thing, you're having amnesia, Tony. Every year, the Mets have a hot streak. The Met fans go crazy and say that this is your year. You're acting like that doesn't happen, and it happens every single year, and you don't even make the playoffs. That's a joke.
Then what am I supposed to do? Tell me then. Don't tell me. Tell me what should I do?
Like we're gonna make the playoffs.
Don't say what. Don't say we're gonna make a wild card series. That's fucking ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
You barely do that.
Doesn't matter. They can now.
But they're not.
They
don't
now.
You don't know that. You don't know any more than I do. They certainly can with the roster they have. And it's ridiculous to say that the teams surrounding the wild cards have a much better roster.
Lindor.
Yes, these people who are playing really well right now. Yes. What do you got?
And honestly, another thing too that is I think is embarrassing, and our good friend Ryan McNeil mentions this. It's the grimace area, except if you're Yankee fans. And that is embarrassing to be associated with that purple monster, whatever the fuck it is. That is a joke, okay? Play baseball. Do the Yankees have fucking mascots that are in playpens at their games and then it's part of their team? Are you kidding me? That is a joke.
Maybe if they did, they wouldn't get swept by the Mets.
But that's a joke. I would rather never win a game again than be associated with that fucking thing. Are you kidding me?
That thing is it's a representation of the Mets.
Yeah, and honestly, I would say more about it.
Representation of the Mets.
And Ryan McNeil says it's called Fun Barns, and it's like it's not as boring as ask Yankees. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And second of all, I would have more to say about it. It's not fun; it's something else. But I'm not going to say it. Okay, so let's just put that out there. Okay?
But Tony.
Yeah, man.
Last thing, Tony.
What do you got?
You guys have been the laughing stock of the MLB for like the past, I don't know, how many decades? 2 decades? 3?
I mean, call it 2. They made the World Series in 2000.
Sure.
Yes, for like two decades. 2.5 decades. You guys have been the laughing stock.
Yeah, but that was different.
Why is that different?
I mean, Daniel Murphy, the only good year of his career,
So you're going to discredit a World Series appearance?
Cespedes,
that's the problem with Yankee fans. They really can't handle it, dude. They can't handle even the Mets showing up.
2 good years in a quarter of a century.
That's fine.
Congratulations.
That's fine. I'm really happy about it, honestly,
Unbelievable.
You guys had 2 good years.
Wait, sorry, Matt. What was your question?
Why are you so delusional about the
come on, dude.
Mets making the wild card?
I think I'm actually very reasonable for a Mets fan. I really do. I mean, I think I really call it like I see it.
Mets fan.
No, me. I'm talking about me, Matthew. I'm not talking about you right now.
You're not reasonable. You're being.
I don't think I am. To sit here and say the Mets are. I'm not out there. You're out there, right? To sit here and say
because you're saying the Mets are going to make the wild card.
That's not that out there. That really, if I said the Mets are going to win the World Series, then that's out there.
No, that's even saying they're making a wild card when they probably will win.
No. I think that's enough, Matthew. You've been on the phone for 20 minutes, which is kind of crazy.
Who's calling in?
Somebody else, but we're gonna end it
Martell?
And accept it. I'm actually not sure. This may be Saul, to be honest. Good morning. You're on the sports board. Who is this?
It is Saul.
Oh, what's up,
So, what's going on,
Saul,
brother?
dude?
I was listening to this riveting Yankee Mets conversation. I thought I might want to chime in.
And remind me, Saul, who do you like for baseball?
I'm a Yankees fan.
All right, thank God. But continue.
He would have hung up the phone on you.
I don't know. You guys are going at it, and I love it. I just think it's hilarious.
It is.
I'm
It is.
literally
It's
like
true.
walking my dog with my phone in my pocket, dying laughing like these guys are going at it. That's great. It's great radio. Great.
Thank you,
Thanks,
man.
Saul.
And you're gonna be there tomorrow or no?
I'm 50-50.
Oh, okay.
I live in
Time.
East Long Island. And the
Matthew
girl
Ryan,
that
got
I
it.
was-
do.
Oh my God. How far of a ride is it?
Well, the girl who was going to take me, we kind of got into an argument the other night because.
I mean, you can't just get her flowers or something.
No, it's just I don't know. It's like 3.5 hours, and Saul likes to party, so.
What about the train system?
So I'm working on it. I want to so bad. I want to see the boys. I'd love to see you guys again.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah, definitely keep us posted on that.
I'm working on it.
And so, what's your thoughts? I mean, do you agree with what I'm saying here? Like, where are you with this debate?
As far as what?
Like, just the fact that like Mets fans are just completely, as Matthew Ryan would say, delusional. And just want to reward every time they play some good baseball for an abbreviated stretch.
They have been playing good baseball, but baseball is baseball. Like the Yankees are the hottest team, and then it's baseball. You go into a cold streak, they'll bounce back. I'm not worried. Like they got swept by the Mets. It doesn't bother me. It should, but it doesn't.
Right, but I'm saying, do you think
Reasonable
that the
Yankee
Mets
fan.
fans though are getting ahead of themselves, thinking that like
Wild card
they're
spot,
going on
Saul.
some great
wild
run?
card spot, like wild card.
No
wild
wild
I
cards,
wouldn't hate.
dude.
You know what? If they can pull it around and make the wild card, God bless them.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not a
they're
Met hater.
they're
not a Met hater. I
not
only
though.
hate
That's
one
the
thing.
difference.
Well, there's a good chance they're not. But I mean,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
There's not.
it's just not
You
gonna
paid
happen.
the wrong.
It's just not.
All right.
It's not gonna happen.
The Mets paid the wrong dudes, and they paid them a lot of money.
Yeah. And like we could talk about Lindor and his NL Player of the Week award, but it's like at the end of the day, is that going to matter in August when he's due for 30?
It's cute. That's cute. It's a cute
Sure.
little trophy. He puts it on his.
And
mantle
I think honestly, as good as he's been recently, I think that's a perfect example of why that he's way overpaid because he can't be consistent. It has to be one extreme or the
there
other.
all the time.
I mean, you
Not
never
there
know
all
though.
the
He could
time.
find it this entire month. He would have had his best month on the Mets ever.
McNeil, you like him anymore?
No, not really, dude. He's someone who can. I mean, unfortunately, I think we have his contract through 2026 with a club option after
Cuddle
that.
Mary trash and McNeil
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah, probably. I mean, he's pretty done. So, but again, I mean, I feel like Mendoza's handling him really well. He was benched for a little while. You know, I mean, this series.
I
against-
like the manager. I think you got a solid manager. You just got some shitty players.
Yeah, it really is kind of funny that Mendoza is a pretty solid manager. I mean, again, I mean, you know,
Where did he
How is that
come
possible?
from?
he's almost like better than Boone. Honestly, I don't know what happened there. But no, I mean, I think he's a big reason
His
why.
record's definitely better. And then also, just interrupting here, Matthew Martel,
Sure.
give a legit reason the Mets can't make the wild card without using the words track record. Okay, how about the rotation? Okay, please come to me at the end of the year when you have more than one guy with a sub-4 ERA. That's the answer to your question. So continue.
I think Peterson's a sub-4.
I said by the end of the year.
Oh, okay. Well, then you got to wait a little bit,
our
I guess.
boy got lit up last night.
Oh yeah. It was, it just last two starts. I mean, you're so good, you're due for something, Unfortunately, a couple
But I'm
some
not worried.
regressions.
I'm not worried. They're gonna rest him. They're gonna take care of him. But I'm
He'll be good. But I mean, I would like to though get rid of LeMahieu, and really Trevino as well.
What about Glaber?
Glaber, oh
Like
my
him
God,
anymore?
no Glaber. I swear to God, I would.
Was that the worst thing?
I
you've
would
ever seen the
pay
other night?
another team to just take him. Honestly, just to get him
And
the
that-
hell out of here.
Well, if you don't hustle your ass off to first base and you have the bat in your hand, that's why you're on the. Oh, God.
What about the ground ball?
I almost threw up.
Yeah.
And then he botched that play. LeMahieu doesn't bend down at third. What are you doing?
Oh. No, I've never seen a more finished player than LeMahieu, honestly. I mean, just no chance of turning
He's
around.
honestly checked out, I think. Like honestly, I don't think he wants
Yeah,
to be there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And
hard to argue
where does
that.
he want to go? Seattle, like Robinson Cano did? How'd that work out?
Yeah, no, I can't see any of the hit in Rizzo as well. Obviously, Rizzo's not going to play for a while, but the three of them, I mean, I can't see them having any success anywhere. It's not about new scenery. I think they're just done.
No,
Honestly,
it's over.
yeah.
DJ's done. He was great for a couple of years. He's done.
I was just thinking about it
Glaber,
though. Oh no, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say Glaber, we should have traded years ago and gotten some quality back for him when he was kind of good.
Oh my God, last
Now
year I know, and I think
worthless,
they were being too
you know?
picky with the return and thought he should have garnered higher
Yeah.
because of the year
That's
last year.
Cashman.
But
That's
we had to have known
That's
this was
okay.
coming, and we didn't like his IQ from the start. So,
Nope.
Um,
But he was Cashman's boy, and
yep.
Well,
So now we're kind of stuck with him, but hopefully we can still move him. So for tomorrow though, what about Amtrak or something? Train? Like, can you get there that way?
I'm thinking about trains. Yeah, I got to talk to Tommy Hawkey. I think he's taking the train. So I'm
there we
meet up
go.
with him.
All right. Yeah.
Little
Awesome,
travel
man.
buddy.
Yeah.
I
no,
haven't quit. I have not quit for sure. 'Cause
yeah. No, we'd
We
love
definitely
to,
we'd love to see you there. Yeah,
man.
definitely, dude.
Unbelievable last year. So much fun.
If you had to say how many games in Toronto you think the Yankees win 4-game set starting tonight?
I think they're going to bounce back. I think they take 3 out of 4.
Yeah. Right with you, brother. And what about
They have-
the Mets against the Astros?
Astros suck. dude.
Astros
Stop
7-game
it.
winning streak.
So the Astros. Well, both teams are on fire.
Mhm.
Something's got to happen.
How many games set?
3-game set.
Yeah.
2-1 Mets.
Wow.
There we go.
I'm going to say
Why not?
3-0.
I'm a New York guy,
Astros.
and I don't hate the Mets. I only hate the Islanders. It's the only team I hate because I don't have a choice. Can't be a Ranger fan and like the Islanders. It's impossible.
I'm really glad you're not a Connecticut guy.
What? Connecticut guy?
That's right. You're yeah.
I don't know.
Brian's a Connecticut guy. Michael's a Connecticut guy.
Like, Connecticut has nothing to do with this. Like, what are we talking about?
I didn't say I hated Connecticut. I said I hate the
No,
Islanders.
Tony.
Yeah, I know. No, you said you're a New York guy. I was just saying I'm glad you're not a
But
Connecticut
also,
guy.
I still don't get why though you go after Connecticut, because me and Michael like New York, but we just like don't need to hate Connecticut, right? I mean, I think it's that
I'm not
simple.
asking
I
you to
don't
hate
hate
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Bash Connecticut.
Why would you?
I guess
Why would you try to spread
Connecticut.
rumors that
I
Saul
love
hates Connecticut? Yeah, Saul loves
I
Connecticut,
didn't
dude.
say Saul. I said you.
I don't hate Connecticut. Don't blame them. Don't hate me with this brush. I visited you guys. I have cousins. I have family in Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
All right, Saul.
I said I hate the New York Islanders. That's the only team I hate.
Last question though for you on the way out.
Yes,
Who do
sir.
the Rangers acquire?
Who are they getting rid of?
That's up to you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of talk of them trying to get after Gensel.
Yeah. But
I don't know, man. That's a tough question, but there's one guy that didn't show up in the playoffs, but I don't think they can get rid of him. But I think they get a lot for him.
Panarin?
Really?
Yeah. No, I would do it.
That would be a crazy
Doesn't have
move.
the stones.
I don't think that's going to happen, though.
He
I don't-
Gotta
doesn't-
do it,
he
though.
doesn't have to-
Yeah.
I don't know if they do it. If Drury's going to do it, he's going to do it. But you got to get a massive. I don't know who's available, who's out there. Who can we
Yeah. Just anything, So we'll leave it up to him. We'll see what happens. But
get. But I don't want to see him go because I love to watch him play.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
I know,
so
I know.
tough.
I know. But yeah, man.
Like
So
one of the-
appreciate you calling in and definitely keep us posted about tomorrow. And we'll definitely talk soon.
all right, awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a
All
great
right,
day.
thanks,
Anytime.
Saul.
Peace out.
Saul
Saul good.
with the call.
Wow. What do you want to do about Kev D? You want to call him right now?
Yeah, call him.
Here we go. Great call, by the way, for Saul.
Oh yeah,
Dude, he's been calling into like every other show, like wondering when the sports port is.
Oh,
like, it's so,
really?
like Gaming Corner,
Wait,
Binge
no, he
Buddies.
did call it the horseshoe.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
He did.
Hola.
What's up, Kev? Dude, you're live on the
Kev
sports
Dude.
port.
What's going on, guys? Brian.
The Mets. The
Oh.
Mets.
How you doing, Brian?
Yo,
Oh,
what time does the
Brian.
parade start today?
I'm having it right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm down in Tom's River at the vet with my aunt with the 2 dogs right this second.
Well,
So,
Tom's- Tom's
but
River's nice.
Brian.
Kev.
Yo,
You think you're gonna be?
I need
You think
to
you're
let-
gonna be singing this tune though in September? I really can't wait to talk to you then.
Yep.
The Mets. The Mets. Oh, this is our year. The Mets.
Nah, I didn't go that route. We're playing good ball, bro. Yo, we slumped in the beginning of the season, but look what we're doing now.
Yeah,
Come on,
honestly,
bro.
I think the rest of the year you have a 900 winning percentage. You probably win 110 games, honestly.
Oh, here we go with stop it, bro. Stop it. Oh, and what I mean by Yankees fans are the same as Cowboys fans is all right, Yankees haven't won in a while, right? So
Wait. How
Cowboys
many
haven't
years?
won in a while.
Wait. But how many years has it been for the Mets? Exactly.
But I'm just saying. But every year,
Every year, the Mets don't make the
it's
playoffs.
Yankees year.
Every
It's the
year,
Yankees year.
the Mets do
Yankees
not make the
win the World
playoffs.
Series.
What are you talking about?
Yankees winning the World
But
Series.
what about the Mets?
Yankees every year.
Whoa! But what about the
Hey,
Mets,
Brian,
Kev?
Brian,
Keep it realistic,
Brian,
Kev.
you're old enough to remember only like maybe 1 or maybe 2 World Series the Yankees won.
And how many do you remember for the Mets?
That's it. I remember 1, 86.
Okay, so one that was 38 years ago, and you're trying to talk to me about when the Yankees last won. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no defense.
I'm just saying. It's just like, but you don't hear the Mets fans. Oh, this is our year. We're winning it this year.
You don't hear that?
all
You
around.
don't hear that. We don't hear that.
No,
we don't hear all these
you
annoying
didn't.
fans calling up
Have
ESPN radio. The
have
fan
you-
that doesn't happen.
Have you ever heard me once say the Mets are winning the World Series? Have you ever heard
I mean,
me
it
say
seems
that?
like you're trending in that direction.
No, I'm just having fun when we play the Yankees because the Yankees are supposed to be this juggernaut team that got their asses handed to them the past 2 days by a team that's supposedly garbage.
Right. So, but I'm saying you want an award for catching a team at their worst part of the season, and you want to be like complimented on that and say that you're going to make the playoffs.
Hold on. Oh. Didn't that happen to them last year? Same.
What?
Same
The
time
Mets
in the
not making the
season.
playoffs?
No,
And
the
then-
Yankees not making the playoffs. Didn't it happen the same way last year?
Okay.
They started out with this. They started out on a whirlwind tour. Yeah, we're doing it this year. And all of a sudden,
But that
they didn't
actually,
even
you're
win
getting the
90
years
games.
confused. That wasn't last year.
Was it the year before then?
Yeah,
Year
and they made the
before?
playoffs when the Mets didn't make it. And the Mets have made the playoffs, what, twice in the last 15 years? 3 times? Twice in franchise history, back-to-back years?
No, I'm talking about when they had that great year and then they ended up didn't go to the playoffs because they had that
No,
great
that's
first half
not.
of the season.
No. They made it to actually the ALCS that year. But were the Mets in the NLCS that year?
No,
Oh,
we
okay.
weren't. But I don't.
They lost in the wild card.
I don't brag my my team like you do.
But what are you doing
know,
this morning?
I'm just doing it because we whooped your asses. That's
But
the
I'm saying, so
friendly
this
message
isn't
that-
bragging though? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just rubbing it in your face. You caught an ass whooping the past 2 days,
But like I
and
said,
you just can't admit that the Mets are just a
at
better
the
team
end
right
of the
now.
year,
One-
if the
one-
Mets
1 through
even are
9
close to the playoffs, I will definitely give you a congratulatory pat on the back.
Remember, 1 through 9 on the Mets lineup, we're hitting. 1 through 4 on your lineup is hitting, and then the rest is trash.
But so you think that the rest of the year, 1 through 9 for the Mets is going to be hitting? You actually believe that?
I think they're
Well,
going to be
that-
hitting.
but this
Not like
is-
they are now, but they're still going to be hitting. They're going to be producing.
Got to prove
And Tony,
yourself.
I didn't forget how you whooped me in fantasy this past week.
Oh, dude.
I mean, he's whooped everybody.
I can't believe it myself.
Yeah, nah, you handed it to me.
And
I'll give you
live
that.
comment
But-
from Matty G. Kev Do is in outer space, the flan in full action. And he's not even denying it. Matthew Ryan trying to call back.
Matthew Ryan is trying to call
no
back.
way, really?
That is.
Oh,
Actually-
God.
Actually, I hit the dispensary at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, can we patch him in?
Yeah, double.
Yeah, let's patch him.
All right, hold on. I gotta call him. Hold on. Let me add. Hold on, Matthew Ryan.
I did hit the dispensary at 8 o'clock this morning.
Well, I mean, there we go.
I mean, you gotta get all your ducks in a row for tomorrow, dude. You know.
Please leave your message for
I don't-
20125921557.
Kev, you still there?
yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, I'm trying to merge this call with Matthew Ryan, but I think he's trying to call. Keeps trying to call me
'Cause
back.
he
Well,
can't wait.
he can't wait a second, dude. He just commented, "Is this Kev Do?" I think he wants to talk to Kev Do, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kev Do, you're on hold.
We're
Let's
All
patch
right,
it.
we're merged. We got Kev Do patched in with Matthew Ryan. You're both.
I know.
so Kev, dude, let me get this straight. You're gonna say that the Mets are gonna that the Yankees are gonna make the playoffs? I'm sorry. We have one of the best teams in baseball. Did you
Tony,
see?
why did you do this to me, bro? Why?
Because you need to be held
Why?
accountable, Kev. That's the problem.
Okay, Kev,
No,
dude,
I-
let's look at your Mets. Let's look at your Mets. Look how trash they are.
Oh,
They're gonna be trashed by like July. They're gonna be trashed in July, in August, September.
Where did you find this guy at, bro?
he's just a loyal fan.
Oh, are you talking about the Mets are trash? Have you seen what the Yankees look like? They 2-7 in their last 9. Come on,
We have
And
injured
they still
players.
have the
We
second
have
most
injured
wins
players,
in the
but we'll
league
be
and are still
fine.
in first
We'll
place.
be
What
fine.
place are you
We'll
in?
be in the playoffs. What about you guys? You guys will be sitting home
Yeah.
in October watching the Yankees play baseball.
Probably not.
Yeah, okay. You keep thinking that. You keep thinking that. If you make the playoffs, you're out in the first round.
If we make the
What are you
playoffs.
kidding?
Dude,
If you make the playoffs, which you aren't.
You guys are not making
Well,
the
we
playoffs.
making the playoffs.
I'm sorry.
You never make the playoffs. What are you talking about?
Hey, Matty Ice, you want to put a Benjamin on that we make the playoffs?
Put a Benjamin
Oh
on it.
my
he
God!
says.
Put a rack and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
No, put in
I'm not
Benjamin
betting,
because
but I'm just
he works
I'm just
at
telling you.
ShopRite, so I want to, something he can afford.
Oh, Kev Do.
Not meaning like that, but he's not like,
I think the flan's
Making
talking,
time.
honestly.
The 8:30
No,
yeah.
dispensary
no,
run.
no.
The Juana's talking.
You know what I said that for? Because $100 is easier than me trying to bet 1,000 because I'm not going to bet 1,000 because I can't pay out 1,000. You get what I'm saying?
Well, if you were confident in the Mets, maybe you wouldn't worry about that, Kev Do.
Nah, that's why I'm doing 100.
so
Yeah.
confident
Yeah. How about a G, Kev? How about a G?
You know what, Kev Do? I'll go in with you. It's called two
Nah,
Benjamins,
nah,
dude.
nah,
Yeah.
Baby, hold up. Yo,
Hold
I
up,
pay
hold
almost
up. I'm
$3,000 in rent, bro. Fuck all that. I ain't betting no G on no
Live
game.
comment from Saul Good. Kev Do is high as fuck.
I gotta admit, Kev, you seem like a little more of a delusional Met fan than Tony.
Oh
but
my
that's
gosh.
okay. The Yankees will be in the playoffs, and you will be watching the Yankees probably win in the playoffs too.
Yo, I got $1,000 on it that the Yankees don't win the World Series. You up for that one?
No,
Oh, okay then.
I
I just
honest
wanted
answer.
to give
Stop
you
it.
some call. Talk to you later,
Stop
guys.
All right. Thank you, Matthew.
All right, dudes.
Oh man, why'd you do that to me, bro?
You needed it. You needed to be humbled a little bit.
No.
No.
I mean, I don't know if Kev Do was humbled by Matthew Ryan.
Well, we
there. I
needed to
mean,
be attempted to anyway.
Yeah. All right.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not humbled by Matthew Ryan.
All right, dude. What time are you getting to the beach bash tomorrow?
Oh, I'm gonna be up there. I'm leaving my uncle's house at 8. I'll be up there around 8:30 because
Oh, wow.
I think we're gonna meet up around 9 o'clock for breakfast, and I think Bar A opens up at 10.
Yes, it does open at 10. I remember that from the last time we went. That's dope. That's gonna be a nice little morning. Breakfast with the boys and then go right in.
One
man.
question here from Matt. Kev, how hammered are you going to be tomorrow?
I don't know. It depends.
It might be like the watch
Depends how the
party.
day feels.
The watch party.
I wasn't hammered at the watch party like that.
I don't know, honestly.
No. Saul was hammered at the watch party.
I don't know.
I guess you can't argue that. I guess.
For 2 hours.
I don't know. But then
Yeah,
you said you were going to beat me in Madden, though. I don't know. I feel like you had to have been, you know.
Oh boy! And what I tell you,
Bring your
bro,
Xbox to the beach bash. Let's go, dude.
I'm already down here. I ain't got none of that shit.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I brought my Yeti cooler down here to keep the drinks cold all weekend.
Nice, dude. You know, we're honestly, in all seriousness, really pumped. Rivalry aside.
Hell yeah!
yes. Oh my God, dude, it's gonna be such a great time.
You know,
Such a
I'm
great
taking
time.
jabs at you tomorrow, Brian.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I already, especially because of the way the Yankees have been playing, I was saying I've reconsidered, and tomorrow could potentially be the Mets tailgate part 2 for me.
Oh my gosh.
No, please, no, don't.
Well, you know, I'm gonna do my
No,
interviews
no.
first, and
Yeah.
then it'll be part 2.
Yeah, because those interviews you were trying to conduct on those chocolate martinis. Or
Hey, espresso martinis,
Yeah.
Kev. Do espresso martinis.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Josh also saying he's gonna be there to back me up. And you know what's so funny too? Before we let Kev
Who?
go, no, Josh said he'll be there to back me up. But Prefer thinks we're gonna
We're
like
gonna back
read his
him up.
asinine comments. Like, Prefer, you're a robot. Get the hell out of here. But yeah, so we're pumped for tomorrow. We will see you in the AM, Kev. And,
That's right.
Appreciate you calling in
Yes,
as always.
sir.
Always a
Yo,
great
you gonna
time.
go live tomorrow? You
No.
gonna go live
No,
walking around
no.
Panama?
Oh, we wish we could, but no, we can't.
All right, no doubt. You'll see me.
All right, bro. We'll see
Oh,
you
yeah,
in the
brother.
morning.
Down here, boys.
Yes,
Thanks
we
for
will.
calling.
Be safe.
Peace.
The one, the only Kev
Kev
do.
do.
And would you say, like, as the 800th episode, that this potentially could have been the craziest episode?
Literally wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
like-
that's how you draw it up. That's how you draw it up.
Oh,
I would
my
compare
God.
it to a Volpe walk, a Soto double, and a Judge Stringer homer. So, you know, with what we got left here, let's start first. Golf quickly. Houston Open. Nick Dunlap. 7 under par. 2-shot lead here. He's through 13. Streelman's at 5 under, and then you have Moore, Van Ruin, Cam Young, who was my selection, 4 under with Ben Coles. Also Griffin, Grayermeisen, Duffner, and Lashley, who won the first edition of this tournament at 3 under, as well as Chris Kirk. So a lot of guys under par here. I think this course is not quite TPC Cromwell, but not too far behind. Kind of surprised, though, to see Tom Kim somewhat struggling here. He's even through 12, has 2 birdies and 2 bogeys starting on the back. So he's playing his front 9 now. So, very early on here. And you had Kim, right, Tony, or no?
No, I had Osh K, dude.
Oh, Osh K.
He doesn't tee off till 12:30, I think.
Okay, and then your sleeper was
Gary Woodland.
Gary Woodland hasn't teed off
Of
yet.
either, yeah.
And neither has Thorb Bjornsson. Is that how you say it?
Thor Bjornsson.
Thorb Bjornsson.
Yeah. Yeah, Woodland tees off at 1:16. Thor over there tees off at 2 p.m.
All right, so we'll see what he could do. Kind of interesting. There's a Thorben Olsen and a Michael Thorben.
Right? That's
in the same
kinda crazy,
tournament.
dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's that for golf. We'll see if anything happens before the end of the show. But let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it, Skip. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So, obviously we had the second game Subway Series last night. The Mets, the parade win, 10-run deficit here. So I know they're excited about that one. Rain delay in the middle of it.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Lots of rain. So I mean, we'll see what happens in Yankee Stadium next month. But Heel, unfortunately, off the mark, second straight start. And I know they said on the Yankee broadcast, they were talking about David Cohn and how he's mixing up his usage, and he was dominant with the fastball. The location's been struggling. 4 walks and only 4 1/3 here. So I think he's just got to iron some things out. We've seen the potential there, and I think he'll be just fine. So it's just a bump in the road. And unfortunately, all this stuff, the reason why, you go 2-8 over a 10-game stretch is everything has gone wrong at the same time, other than Volpe, Judge, and Soto. So that's why you have the results that you have. And after the rain delay, Gomez ate some innings and had been great up to this point in the majors, but struggling with control, and giving up, 5 runs in only 2 innings. So that really, handed the Mets this one. Manaea, it's interesting, Tony. Maybe without the rain delay, he probably goes another inning, I would think. Probably one of his best outings of the year.
I would say definitely, like honestly, definitively one of his best outings of the year. And it's so funny, too, because, talking about, oh, wow, Manaea coming off a couple good starts where he went 5 1/3 and gave him, 2 earned runs. It's like, dude, like, come on. But yeah, it was looking pretty good. Again, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe because they're more used to McNeil too, but I feel like the infield was turning so many double plays.
Oh, well, also, I mean, I think the Yankees lead the majors in double plays. And
it's
like, I mean, maybe kudos to Mendoza getting or whatever, their field coordinator getting him in the right position. But yeah, I mean, those double plays, especially, I think, again, it happened 2 straight games, bases loaded. I mean, yesterday was
1 out.
2 days ago was no outs. Yesterday was 1 out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think, honestly, after seeing that and just seeing some other games, I think really you could tell if you're going to win or lose a game what you do with the bases loaded with 1 out or less, honestly. As soon as it happens.
And it really is crazy, too, because I feel like, I mean, again, like even the bottom half of the inning, too, like the Mets are in the same situation, too, where they end up getting away with or maybe just 1 run or no runs, earned. Very, like, literally 2 of the oddest starts to, like, a game like this. It really is so crazy. But nonetheless, I don't know. I mean, when Iglesias was playing second base, they just were not turning 2 like they were with McNeil there. So, again, I mean, you got to be excited about that, having good defense behind you as a starting pitcher. That definitely, I think, jacks you up a little bit. And I guess just his off speeds were working. He was getting the Yankees a lot in terms of swinging into ground outs and fly outs and stuff like that. I mean, you said it. If not for the rain delay, I mean, only 77 pitches, probably would have went out there for another inning. But, I mean, nonetheless, dude, I mean, you got to be happy with Manaea right now, I guess. But still, I mean, at the end of the day, we said it. We've been saying it. The entire rotation is kind of a coin flip. It seems like Senga's getting a rehab start soon at some point, which would be great because that guy is your ace coming into this year. And, you haven't been with him the entire time, so it should be really interesting to see what type of shape and form that he's in when he does eventually come back. Especially help my fantasy team if he does. But I would say for the most part, I mean, your bullpen was okay, I guess. But again, having that amount of run support doesn't really matter anyway. I mean, even Ottavino could even get, I guess he did come in and relieve Young, but nonetheless, I mean, you got to be happy with your pitching. I mean, give him only the 2 runs to a lineup such as the Yankees. I mean, you got to chalk that up to a win. I guess your bullpen guys did hold it down. And for a second, of course, that Judge home run off of Young, it did, I feel like, beg a little bit of a question, a little bit of a flashback to game 1, too, where the Yankees almost came back. But I mean, we said it. I mean, at this point, yes, the Yankees are on a cold streak and the Mets are on a hot streak. It was, like we said, good timing for the Mets. And Lindor continues to kill it in that leadoff spot. Since he's been there, he's batting .292, 10 doubles, I think 4 home runs. And that's been since, June 1st, since he was really put there. So again, you got to appreciate what Mendoza kind of is getting out of some of these guys too. JD, these guys seem like they're 2 top leaders of the team right now. And Alvarez, of course, since he's been back, huge addition, 3 for 3 last night with 3 RBIs and that home run. Absolutely like killing it, dude. Which is great.
I was gonna say that's one
Huge.
thing, and I've always been high on Alvarez, and he's showing again why he's really gonna be a future star. And really probably the centerpiece, of this organization. With Alonso's future uncertain, and obviously Lindor is gonna be there, but I think Alvarez really has a chance to be an absolute star and really a legendary player.
Yeah, and what's really cool too, I think for me, because I was talking to Zach about this for the show too, and it was kind of getting me jacked up because he mentioned how like a lot of what's been going right is coming from our young guys.
Mhm.
You know, Vientos is killing it. Obviously
Not in the
Alvarez
field,
too.
though.
But no,
That
not dude,
was-
tough.
Oh my god!
And again, you thought like that first inning, he made a nice grab.
Yeah.
You know, to save what probably would have been an extra base hit and some runs scored. But then what was it, the 7th inning or the 6th inning with that line drive right to him? Obviously, just thinking about turning 2, ball gets dropped. And I mean, that's been certainly, you know, one of Vientos's I guess downfalls is his defense right now. Beatty is a better defender, and honestly, they're both really not great yet. I would love to see how Beatty really matures when he does eventually get called back up. I would imagine he's been raking in the minors, which is ML though. Like, he rakes in the minors, does okay, you know, in the majors. But it's interesting to see, you know, how both of these are going. And again, Vientos' bat has been so on fire. He's batting 298 on the year right now. You know, last night he was 1 for 3 with 2 walks, 2 RBIs with that 1 hit. So you'll have to see that. And that's why I think, you know, some people are getting more jacked up too, because these guys, you would hope, you know, Vientos, Alvarez will be around the Mets organization for a while. So it's almost like, you know, you're building upon your future right now, which is cool. Because I mean, that's obviously what your mentality was almost coming into this year for the Mets anyway. So you got to be stoked about that. And that's pretty much what you're stoked about. I mean, I was, you know, again, I was talking to Zach again before the show. I feel like Pete Alonso is the only person who has not really been
McNeil
hot right now. Well, McNeil barely played though, you know, so
Yeah.
like I don't like Alonso still has been playing every day, and he's still. I mean, I get, you know, the 1 for 3 night, whatever. But you know, I feel like hasn't hit a home run in a while. Average is 241. I guess, you know, he's been building it up since the start of the year, but still, I mean, it's nothing really to write home about. And you would, I don't know, Brian, you would think if anyone also picks up this, you know, the bat bug here in terms of hitting well, it would be Alonso, but he's not at all. And he's looking really like not happy.
Pressures
honestly, dude.
of a contract year.
Now, I don't know, dude. Again, like Zach and I talked before the show, he thinks that they should, you know, wait and re-sign him, it seems. But I don't.
I mean, how?
I know,
mean,
dude.
I don't see him going for less than what Judge got.
See,
And
that's-
it's like you're gonna pay somebody that much.
So like that's what's been holding
That's
up.
what he wants.
I think he wants. What'd you say? Zach, over $200 million contract is what they're looking for.
But I would think. I mean, he's got to want. I mean,
Yeah.
at least 8-9 years. No,
I would think he's 29. He probably wants
10 years, really. Probably.
Yeah, I guess.
So
Which, I mean,
10
I wouldn't
years,
give him
I
10
can't see
years.
how would he want less than 300 million.
Oh.
I don't think. Like, I'm not saying he's worth that, but
He's
I think
not.
that's what he wants.
I know, but he's not worth that. He's gonna have to come to terms with that. And honestly, dude, I was saying like maybe it's odd to kind of bet on that, but I don't know. I mean, if you can deal Alonso at the deadline, get some pitching, bring Beatty back up, put him at third, Vientos can play first, and you can figure it out, sort of deal.
Yeah, and hold on, I just need to take a time out here.
Oh, what do you got?
Prefer just keeps going on and on and on. It's
Oh,
like
really?
prefer, literally. Like I'm sorry, like please just go away. Like you're literally, I've never seen a bigger bitch in my life. Like you just comment, like you act like you're a fake person. Like I don't care what you say. Like until you're gonna show your face, like nothing you say matters. Okay, so you can keep typing behind your screen with your glasses. Okay, like I don't care. Okay, so I just needed to say that.
But what do you think about that? Like Alonso
You gotta
dealing
get rid
him,
of him.
right? You kind of do.
You have to get rid of him. Yes, it's not. There's no way it could be worth it.
And I'm honestly like just so like just freaking over it, dude. Like you're not performing, and right now like everyone is batting well, and you're not. Like you're literally everyone else like is hitting really well right now, and you're not. And you should be the guy who starts that type of attitude around the team, you know. So I don't know, dude. It is super tough too, because you know we talked about Alonso being like your homegrown Met guy, face of the franchise, or what was supposed to be, and it's just not. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's him, or if it is, in terms of just him being a player, or if it is the outside pressures of the waning contract
it's
and everything.
The contract. It's 100%.
Oh, that's just so stupid.
Yeah, it is
dude.
stupid. Yeah. Some people prosper in that environment, but he clearly doesn't.
Yeah, he's not, and it does really suck. And even Zach was saying too. I mean, you look at what Judge looked like last season. He was more than confident that he was going to get it done. We're waiting to the end of the year, whatever, during the season, cool, calm, collect. And Alonso's just like not that right now. And I think it's definitely the contract. It's the fact that, the Mets weren't doing well. He's not doing well. It just seems like that he's almost getting left behind right now.
Yeah.
In terms of the Mets trying to progress. And I mean, that's obviously not what you want. And it should be interesting to see what Stearns does do. Because again, I mean, I would hate to see them keep Alonso and then he doesn't end up signing and then he just walks, like that'd be so dumb. And I know maybe his value isn't the highest right now, but
something better than nothing.
Like any pitcher, real. I mean, you need so many bullpen guys. You need rotation guys, like something.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you could get a draft pick back if you lose him in free agency. But the problem is, if you sign a big free agent, then you won't. So I don't know, So I just think trade him now, get something, and just rip off the Band-Aid. Kind of funny that Michael Bucket comes in. It's completely unrelated that Porzingis, I guess, is gone for 5 or 6 months. That's kind of funny.
He's having surgery on his ankle, right?
But Michael, we need you with the Yankees here. We need you, anything you could give us there, okay? Like, come on, let's go. We need positive energy there. Basketball irrelevant. Who even knew the NBA draft happened last night?
Did you watch any of it?
No,
yeah,
I completely forgot it was on still, even though we talked about it.
Yeah.
Who's that?
She's 17, 7-3. China national team.
When is she gonna play in the
WNBA?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow, that's crazy. But right, Tony, like you don't even know who the #1 pick was, right?
That French dude.
But you wouldn't like if I just asked you, you couldn't just be like
Francois. No, yeah, I don't know who it is.
Michael. No, yeah. I mean that's a problem.
That is a big dude. Wait, first,
Wemby.
Yeah.
What is like, dude? Wednesday night. Like again,
I mean, it's
why
never been on Wednesday night, but I think it's because they wanted to do the second round like
Thursday night.
Yeah. No, but do you really think that's why they split it into 2 nights? But I also could see because the NFL kind of does get hyped out of the first round because then people, let's make trades. Let's get that first pick of the second round.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's what they were going for. But I've never thought NBA teams take the second round seriously. It's always, we traded 5 future second round picks. They don't value the second round picks, but they're stupid. They're stupid. Like you can't hit on somebody. I mean, we've seen a multiple time MVP come from the second round. So that's just something to keep in mind here.
Who's that?
Jokic. Yeah. You knew he was second round.
No, yeah, but I don't know
You've
if you
heard
met.
his
Yeah, obviously. I wasn't sure if you had someone else specific in mind. I was like, oh,
that was him. Did Matthew Ryan send you an Instagram?
I am on Instagram. Look at your Instagram messages.
The comments. Is he talking about?
Maybe? The comment.
Yeah,
maybe hold on.
I mean, maybe not. No, it is the messenger. Okay.
All right, let's hop on the downtime Instagram and see what our messages are. Unless he just, I don't think he's messaging me personally. Interesting. So far, I see nothing from him. Requests, no requests. We did this. Someone trolled us with this yesterday, dude.
Wait, it's just nothing.
Look at your Instagram.
Again?
Maybe Sportsport. Let's go over to Sportsport. I don't know. There's just so many accounts.
It's on your live. So he's trying to say it's on the comments, but there's nothing on the comments.
I don't see anything here.
So I don't know. Maybe he'll explain to us how to pull that up.
Maybe it's the wrong live he popped into.
But what was the other thing I was going to say? So, So it's Rodon Berrios tonight in Toronto. So obviously that's a big 4-game set. I was trying to think who the Mets were playing, but I forgot the Mets are off.
Yes.
So an abbreviated slate here, some afternoon baseball as well, but looks like just enough to do a full-on abbreviated baseball frenzy.
Yeah. That's right. Sorry, Brian. I was looking for Matthew Ryan's comment, which is not there, by the way, Matthew. We're looking at it right now. Don't see it.
Not there.
So don't get snippy with your all caps comments. All right, dude. So let's go. MLB Frenzy. It's Thursday. It's our final episode of the week, too. So this will be your last frenzy of this beautiful week. Let me just pull up the scores on this June 27th, dude. Well, I mean, as we typically do, Brian, I mean, the Mets are off. Yankees are playing. Brian gets the first pick of the litter here. You probably know who he's going with, the Rogers Center. But how do the Yankees get there?
I mean, we've seen it in the games that they play well. They always get off to a hot start, and that gives the pitcher confidence. And obviously, Rodon's coming off a couple of clunkers here. So, I mean, it's just the law of averages here. This has got to be a strong performance by not only the offense, but Rodon. And Berrios has had a pretty good year. But as we've seen in the past, he can be hit, and he can be hit hard. The Blue Jays have only won 1 out of their previous 5 games, but I guess so have the Yankees. Obviously, something's got to give here. Regular season series tied at 3 apiece. But I think Rodon pitches 7 innings, only giving up 2 runs, striking out 9. I think the Yankees chase Barrios for 5 runs over 4 1/3 and end up winning this game. The bats coming alive. Alex Verdugo hitting for the cycle. What? Big outfield out there in Toronto. But I think the Yankees end up winning this game 10-4. So it's the Yankees and it's the over, and the misery is finally over.
All right, let's go. My first pick here, obviously no Mets, so I got to do some digging, some thinking, some Chicago Cubs. Why not? Oracle Park, they're probably hyped to be over there in San Francisco. Shota Imanaga, last time I saw him pitch was against the Mets, where he got positively popped. And the Cubs here are looking to avoid the sweep of this 4-game set against the Giants. And I think Imanaga is worth the bounce-back start here. We saw arguably his worst start of his career against the Mets. So I think he's due 7-2 in the year, 2.96 ERA. Strikeout's been there. Does have trouble with the long ball. Giving up 10 home runs on this season. But, I mean, Jordan Hicks, I feel like Christopher Morel, Cody Bellinger, the Cubs do have some hitters here. And like I said, we're going to bounce back here after losing 4 out of their last 5 games. I would say the Cubs take this one. I say it's like a 4-2, maybe a 5-1 victory. Imanaga, 7 1/3, 2 earned runs, dude. Maybe 9 Ks for him. Jordan Hicks, maybe last 6. But obviously the San Francisco bullpen, which isn't that great, I'm sure could hit upon as well. Cubs go on to win this one, I said. What did I say? 5-1. So Cubs and the under, Brian.
All right, I'm going to do another over. The Braves and the over against a team that season is over in the Chicago White Sox. And Chad Kuhl, the former Pirate on the mound. Chris Sale has had an outstanding year.
Outstanding.
10-2, 2.91. Bet the Red Sox wish they still had him. So I think Ozuna and 2 home runs in this one. I could see Riley and Olsen home run. I think this is an absolute beatdown. I guess this is a makeup game from April 3rd, the common off day, Tony.
Yep.
The White Sox actually won the second game of this series, so this is a rubber match. The outcome is not in doubt here. Braves 12-3 over the White Sox. Braves in the over.
Great pick. Love that pick here. Earlier on we talked about the struggling Rangers of Texas. So let's go to Oriole Park, Camden Yards. The Orioles taking on the Rangers, of course. Corbin Burns on the bump tonight, 6:35 p.m. 8-3, 2.35. Has had some tough starts, but for the most part has been lights out against John Gray, who's a bright spot for their pitching, obviously. So I think a good pitching duel matchup here, which is why your over-under is only 7.5. This is the first time these two teams are facing each other. The Orioles, of course, having a tough last 5 set of games. Honestly, good thing for the Yankees, they are winning 1 of their last 5 games. Rangers just got swept at Milwaukee. But I'll say the Orioles take this one. I would say a tight one. Does it hammer the under? Probably. If like the Rangers don't have the offense and they have a good pitcher right now pitching. So give me the Orioles winning this one. I'll say 4-2. Orioles hang on. Burns gets the dub. And so it's the Orioles and the under, dude.
All right. So third game, final game. I am going to go with the Royals. Michael Wacha. Guardians have been hot, and I just think Wacha, kind of got off to a tough start, rebounded the last couple of starts, and I think he'll keep the Guardians in check. I think they're due for a little regression. Lively's been nice, but I think he gets hammered in this one. Bobby Witt, 5 for 5. Royals, 8-3 over the Guardians, so it's the Royals, and it's the over.
All right, last game here for me of the week. Let's go to Citizens Bank Park. Why not? The Phillies, Zach Wheeler, former Met great. Speaking of letting Mets walk, Zach Wheeler, 9-4 in the year, 2.73. Past few seasons has been, of course, a Cy Young candidate, which is so crazy. He's matched up against Trevor Rogers for Miami. 4.9 ERA, 1-8 on this season. Brutal there. Over under 7.5 here. I mean, I guess the Phillies, winning 4 of the last 5. I think they swept Arizona 2, took 2 out of 3 against Detroit. Marlins, we know, tough team here, well under 500, 28-52, over under 7.5. I think the Phillies score 7.5 on their own, to be honest. Phillies take this game 9-1. Philadelphia, and you're over, Brian.
And just like that, that is your baseball frenzy. And we do have some extra time here, Tony. So, like I promised, we're not going to get behind our picks, but if you could help me update them.
Absolutely, dude. But I can't believe the Guardians, 51 wins. Dude.
Yeah, no, insane regression coming, though.
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly.
Right,
Tuesday?
So, Wednesday.
Okay, so we're just yesterday. Okay,
just one day.
All right.
All right. So Yankees in the over, so that's 1-1. Dodgers in the over. That's 2-2, and then Padres in the under.
3-3.
So 9-9 for me.
500, just like the Mets.
I
had what is
all right. Mets in the over. That's 2-0. Orioles in the over. That's 3-1. And then the Rangers in the over.
The Rangers lost, I think, right?
But the over hit.
Oh, so it's 4-2.
4-2. So that's 11-7 versus 9-9. So
let's go.
You've opened up a 2-game lead here.
Nothing crazy.
But it's nice that we're caught up, and I don't think we're ever gonna fall behind again.
No, won't let that happen. Never, dude.
Just like the Yankees are never gonna have a stretch like this the rest of the year. Let me tell you, because it's tough. I can't help it, and it's like it's nice to be able to have fellow Yankee fans like Matthew, Josh B. They get it, but it's just. I think why it's been so rough, for the last couple of weeks is just because, everything, it just was out of nowhere. Like everything was really like, they're really playing well. Then all of a sudden, like just the bottom falls out. And then certain things, remind you of the disaster that was last year. That it's not going to stay like this. They're going to turn it around, but I guess there are just certain things that feels like that they could do right now. And like, why not like try to make a trade now? I know it's like everybody waits till the deadline, but not everybody. We see some trades. We saw Arise get traded to the Padres earlier this year.
Crazy.
I really think it would be a good idea to get a reliever and a first baseman like kind of soon if they could work something out.
Yeah, dude. First baseman, interesting. Pete Alonso available.
I did. But we talked. We can't have strikeouts.
Yeah.
We cannot have any more strikeouts. We need less strikeouts. Ben Rice could be okay too. But I just think you want an option. You need a right-handed option.
Dude, if that ends up like even becoming like a storyline though, that would be one of the craziest trades between the Mets and Yankees, like in history.
Yeah, I don't want to take the chance that we give somebody to the Mets that ends up being good.
Right,
like, we can't have that.
And again, I mean, if I'm a Yankee fan, I probably like don't want Alonso. To be honest, like I don't.
No.
But I don't know what other the first basemen that are out there that are being shopped.
I think they mentioned like Josh Bell, which I don't like. Goldschmidt again, older, but like. I mean, I guess if you're not giving up much, I guess like sure, but I don't know.
And I mean, again, you just need someone who's solid, who can be a good bat. Even if he's older, I mean, again, you have him for this year as a rental. Like,
Goldschmidt
try to go with the
would
World
be bad,
Series.
but I don't know why they're gonna really trade Goldschmidt because they're in the wild card.
Right. I don't like Josh Bell. I mean, I understand every so often he has
really
the power,
good,
but
no, absolutely not. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they decide to bring in, but and then like just with like. I mentioned it yesterday, but like just with Jamahi Jones and what is the guy's name? Is it Ryan in the bullpen? Some guy who pitched last night. I don't know if you saw the box score up. But he's basically like a DFA guy. And even Gomez, I thought was great. Obviously, got hammered last night. But these guys, it was Hill. Yeah,
Hill came in. That's right.
Gomez. I mean, just get him out here. Jamahi Jones, Trevino. I don't know why you would be set on that. You have to keep Trevino as well.
I don't know why.
So I just think the quicker these things are tuned up, the better.
And honestly, the Mets getting Torrens was actually pretty solid.
Oh, he's been good.
Yeah, he's been good. And dude, I mean, they DFA'd freaking Nito and Narvaez.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
Narvaez just got picked up by the Astros, actually, ironically. So we'll be seeing him there.
Oh, okay.
And then Nito is on the Cubs now. Do you know? I was gonna ask, like, when do you think Cole is gonna like have his like lights out start? Like,
probably next start, honestly. Like it may okay, and maybe like not perfect game, but like as good as he's gonna be. I mean, maybe a couple more. But I think he has 6 innings, 2 earned.
Yeah, he's pitching the last game against
Gaussman.
Toronto on Sunday.
He'll be jacked up. Matinee there in
Yeah,
Toronto.
dude.
But yeah, it's just tough. And with the Mets, obviously, plenty of experience with that. It's just like it's so tough when you're going through it because just in the midst of it, it just feels like it's never gonna end.
Right.
And it's just is such a hopeless feeling, like just in regards to that specifically. So it's tough. Like, how do you navigate it? And then you go through times you're fine, you're distracted, you're not thinking about it. But then when you like see it in front of your face, it's tough to just like kind of just let it go.
I mean, you gotta like you said, I mean, so many things just went wrong quickly.
Yeah.
Again, like Cole gonna bounce back, Heel gonna bounce back. You have a couple injuries, right? I mean, all of a sudden you're seeing Torres and LeMahieu like starting. What, it wasn't Torres in the cleanup spot?
Yeah, and he was benched
right?
yesterday.
Like weird, Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, obviously you definitely some work to do, but you'd imagine these guys are gonna be bouncing back. You're not gonna need LeMahieu in the field. So
yeah. So I just, you just want it to happen tonight. And like, I don't know, Vladdy chirps and stuff. Like we really gotta make a statement here. And you would think the guy's gotta be so fired up. I mean, obviously Judges, he homered back-to-back nights, and that was a shot last night. And he's on pace right in line with
for
what
60,
he did
dude.
in 2022. And actually his like RBIs are way up and his batting average is way up from that. So, I mean, he's on pace for another historic year. Soto's having a great year, and it's just about what else you get from your lineup. Verdugo snapped like an 0-for-19 with a single middle of the game. So hopefully he gets going.
Dude.
And yeah, I mean, isn't that those all of those numbers are insane.
Really? I mean, well, last year, like 106 games, he's at 80 now, right? He had 75 RBIs last year. Now he's at 77. He's leading the leagues in doubles, home runs,
42 points
RBIs,
higher on top of that,
which is crazy, dude. He's absolutely raking.
Strikeouts down, I guess, right? Because over a full season, well, actually, 120,
maybe a little,
up, but yeah, it depends.
Yeah,
because if you're going by 20,
I mean, regardless, he's still leading the league in slugging, OPS plus, dude. Like,
it's 88 strikeouts. Oh, so they are up, but that it doesn't matter. But it is kind of interesting too. Like, also, I think it's like his last 60 games, he's actually hitting 380. Like that's like a legit stat.
That's crazy.
So it's a long period of time. So yeah, like it's just like. And you just need some help for the top guys. Who's going to provide that? We'll see. And it's crazy to say, just because he has so many embarrassing moments and just frustrating moments, but you kind of miss Stanton already. Honestly.
I know, it's kind of funny
because he did hit some home runs. He did have some clutch hits. He just won the Player of the Week. Obviously he'll be back, but you got to just find runs and production from other sources. And I mean, what do you honestly think here, though, with this Toronto series?
I mean, honestly, dude, I think Dalton Varsho is injured.
Yep. Vladdy, no power.
Dude, honestly, like you want to talk
chirping.
You want to talk about someone who doesn't deserve to be talking about anything. Yeah. Like that's him.
Yeah. Spoiled brat.
He really is, dude. And I mean, Stroman against Kikuchi for tomorrow. I love that matchup. I think Rodon is due for the bounce back. And Berrios, come on, dude, give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think their lineup is very. You can easily navigate their lineup, I think, dude.
Yeah.
Especially the pitchers and the bullpen guys from the Yankees. I think you'd be totally fine. You could be looking at a sweep, honestly, dude. Maybe you're dropping one, right? Because it's 4 games.
And it's just that, yeah.
So it's like,
it's just amazing what that would feel like. How much different, being here on Monday would feel like with a 4-game sweep.
Let's see who's their highest producer. It is Dalton Varsho. Has been
no power on the whole team.
Yeah, literally no power.
Injured. IKF's been on fire. I guess. Like.
I guess Vladdy, IKF, they're both batting in the 280s right now. Brutal, dude, which is crazy.
So,
so again, like they're like a limping fawn right now, dude, and the Yankees could be that puma that just fucking,
Yeah. So I just hope, and at least too, like a dominant win tonight. So this way at the Beach Bash,
dude.
If there are some Mets chirps, at least we could say, well, I mean, last night.
Yeah.
New season. Let's go.
You better be careful, when you interview Dave.
No, I think my whole thing is, and I'm gonna just stand by this. When anybody says anything to me, I'm gonna say, let's see where you are at the end of the season. And I think that's a fair thing to say. I don't, as all these arguments and digs aside,
obviously.
that is a fair thing.
It
to
is
say.
very fair. Yes.
So yeah, let's see what happens. Obviously, really pumped for this weekend. And I guess we'll just do one more quick check here on the old Rocket Mortgage Classic.
What'd you think about OG though before we do sign off too?
I mean, listen. I mean, like the Knicks have a really sound team. But it's going to be interesting to see how all the pieces fit together. And obviously, this seems like a way overpay. This guy's missed time with injury. Wow, Nick Dunlap has dropped 3 shots to 4 under. That's surprising.
That's kind of crazy.
But what did he? Oh, I guess he had a double and then a bogey back to back. So that's how you drop all those shots. Yeah. So OG only 50 games last year, missed some time with injury. So if he's healthy, he's good. But I still think even with inflated contracts, that is a really big contract.
Huge, dude. The biggest in Knicks history?
It could be. But I just think if everybody's healthy, I mean, let's face it. I mean, they are going to have a good team. It just remains to be seen. People say, "Oh, well, Brunson's the leader. He could have won MVP this year, this and that." But I don't know. I still think that a dog is needed. And they might have an outstanding regular season where they win 50, 55 games, but I don't know, Tony. Even with this rebuilt roster, with Mikal Bridges, OG coming back, and Randall healthy, I mean, do you really see them beating the Celtics?
I don't know. It's tough. They really were so banged up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think it's tough to gauge. I mean, OG being one of them,
Yeah.
But yeah, I still do agree. It does kind of feel like they need a guy, one superstar guy. And that would kind of put them at that point, I think, over the top to be like, whoa, these guys could potentially be competitive, late in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I mean, do the Knicks I don't know. Again, I'm not really an expert, but I mean, I feel like they overpay for guys often.
All the time.
I don't know, man. This is a huge contract. And for this guy, I'm like that.
It's not going to end up being
that's crazy.
And it's weird because I feel like though people watching this show the last 2 days would think that I'm a Knicks hater. And it's I'm really just trying to be honest. And I think you agree with what I'm saying. Bridge is great, but I just, all those draft picks and all this money for OG. I mean, there is a scenario where we could see this going south very quick at some point.
Yeah. It is. I mean, again, Villanova thing is cool.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty funny. Mike was telling me yesterday, you saw this clip way back in the day of Stephen A. talking about them on Villanova.
I was going to mention that to you guys. Oh, my God.
This is no one on this roster is going to go to the NBA, a professional player or whatever. So funny.
Oh, man. He is. I heard he's asking for $25 million a year, and ESPN's only trying to give him 18, something like that. It's really, why does ESPN think they need him though? I don't understand it.
$25 million a year to be on camera.
But are we? But is it just us, or I think everything we're saying? I've seen him get booed at Yankee games, throwing out the first pitch and stuff. I don't think he has this big cult following. Am I missing something?
I think he has maybe some people who maybe just have been with him his entire career, that are loyal. But honestly, I think he gets so many views because people fucking hate him, dude.
Yeah.
It has to be that.
No, and I don't know about you, but I used to like him back in the day.
Right.
I'm talking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I thought he was entertaining to watch.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I love him with boxing. I think he's great with boxing, honestly, which is kind of funny. But I mean, after that, I mean, again, hear him talk about hockey or baseball. Again, basketball, he knows whatever. I guess
basketball he knows, but he's too theatric.
It is so theatrical, dude.
At the draft with a hand on his head, that's insane. You can't.
It really is, dude.
It's embarrassing.
Stop it.
So that's just kind of that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy, especially the short week this week. Oh yeah, Carl Juan, Aaron Baddeley, Nick Dunlap, Taylor Moore, Cam Young. So my pick looking pretty strong there.
Yeah, no, he is.
But you think the scoring? I mean, after looking at this, I mean, this is going to come right around this past week in Cromwell, or you think it's going to be slightly less?
No, I think it will be right around. Yeah, definitely.
Seems gettable. We'll see what the weather does as well.
That's right. Tomorrow, big rain day.
Yeah.
That's tough. So maybe
luckily, not a big rain day in the Northeast. So
thank God. Oh my God, imagine.
Yeah, that would suck.
God forbid, dude.
But yeah, and then also I did see way up here that Josh had suggested next year doing a pre-B-Bash sports, beach bash sport. which is definitely an interesting idea.
At the bar. That would be
Yeah.
dope, dude. 10
Yeah.
a.m. sports at the bar, because that
Oh
would
my
literally be
God.
like their doors open.
Yeah.
We do our show, and then it goes right into the ESPN
Oh my
stuff.
God, yeah. But I don't know if there's
Um,
just anything with like I don't know.
Yeah,
just
I don't
regulations, or
dude. We would
whatever, yeah.
need like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But we could probably figure that out. Because I would imagine that it's just up to bar A to do that, right? Like I wouldn't, because it's like technically not affiliated.
Right,
or,
right. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know too if they just it's something that they're
Yeah,
doing with ESPN.
They don't want them
Yeah, I
to.
don't
But it'd be
know.
dope if we did it like even inside a little brunch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
Be awesome.
know?
Be awesome. So yeah, we'll talk to them about it this year, honestly.
I mean, again, like, we're working on it,
Yeah.
and that second year in here, dude,
Yeah.
gonna be dialed in, or third year technically, I guess. But it's gonna be sick. Dude. I'm so pumped.
So
The
pumped.
shots, dude.
Yeah.
The camera shots, that is, Brian.
Well, yeah, I
Let's
don't
not
like
get out of
shots.
hand.
But honestly, especially like I honestly might have a couple of shots.
Greasy
tonight.
shots?
If the Yankees game doesn't go well, I probably will have a couple of shots. tonight, to be
Oh,
honest.
let's freaking go, dude.
Like is there like a I don't know, like horseshoe-esque place like around your house? or-
There is one Canlin's. It's like
Yeah.
a restaurant bar. There's no pool table, but it is like the neighborhood. You walk in,
Okay.
you sit there. It's small, but it's that type of diving
like
bar.
we might end up there later.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
dude. They pour Guinness,
Yeah.
a good Guinness too.
It's crazy. Like this is tough for me to do. But just kind of, we're talking about this pre-show and stuff. I guess I'm just gonna do the old cancellation on the tea time because I feel like we've got a busy night ahead, traffic,
Yeah.
navigating, and just I just like I'm so excited for dinner, honestly.
Yeah, me
'cause
too, dude.
I've heard about it for so long. Small samplings here and there,
Yeah,
but I've
yeah.
never had like the full experience. Are you excited to see the banter between your mother and I? Do you think that she's gonna get a little aggressive? Not like that
Right.
aggressive, but there's gonna be some,
Perhaps.
like
Yeah.
maybe a step down from Kev Do.
It may be like a take your plate away from you for a couple of minutes, and then.
But I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into it with the same mindset as tomorrow. Just let's see what happens at the end of the year. That's all I can give you. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so a great week of shows, and really appreciate everybody who called in, who tuned in, who continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees, and we will see you all at the Beach Bash tomorrow.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.